Welcome to the new video. We are going to go deeper and deeper on Khmer Empire, and linked to this, Preah Khan Temple is our topic in this video. The story and history of Preah Khan Temple. Preah Khan, which translates to Holy Sword in Khmer, is a 12th century temple in Angkor, Cambodia, built by King Jayavarman VII. The name is derived from the original name Nyara Jaya Shri, meaning City of Holy Victory, commemorating the king's victory over the invading Cham forces in 1191 CE. The temple was built to honor Jayavarman VII's father, with the main image representing the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara in the form of his father. The temple complex was much more than just a place of worship. It served as a significant hub for the Khmer Empire and a temporary residence for the king while his new capital, Angkor Thom, was under construction. According to a foundation stele found at the site, Preah Khan was a bustling temple city and a university with over 1,000 teachers and nearly 100,000 officials and servants. It was dedicated to 515 divinities, and 18 major festivals were celebrated there annually. Main uses of Preah Khan Temple. Preah Khan had a multifaceted role in the Khmer Empire. Religious center, it was a Mahayana Buddhist temple dedicated to the king's father. It also incorporated Hindu elements, with satellite temples dedicated to various Hindu deities. Royal residence. It served as the temporary headquarters for King Jayavarman VII. Educational institution. It functioned as a major Buddhist university. Economic hub. It housed a large community of people, including farmers, monks, and dancers, and may have served as a center for the iron industry. Rest stop. It featured a house of fire, or dharmasala, which likely served as a rest house for travelers. Size and main characteristics. Preah Khan is one of the largest temple complexes in Angkor, covering an area of approximately 56 hectares or 138 acres. The outer wall, measuring 800 by 700 meters, is made of laterite and is adorned with 72 massive carvings of the mythical bird Garuda holding Naga serpents. The complex is surrounded by a protective moat. The temple's architecture is characterized by a flat design with successive rectangular galleries surrounding a central sanctuary. Key architectural features include 4 enclosures. The temple complex is divided into 4 enclosures, with the innermost being the most sacred. Hall of Dancers. Located in the 3rd enclosure, this area features intricate carvings above its entry arches. Unique 2-story structure. The purpose of this building is unknown, but its columned design is unusual for Khmer architecture. Cruciform Gallery. How Preah Khan Temple was transformed so far after it was completed on the project work of King Jayavarman VII. The decline of Preah Khan Temple was not a single abrupt event, but rather a long, slow process that began in the centuries following its construction. It was a gradual abandonment, not a violent destruction in a specific year. The temple's fate is intertwined with the overall decline of the Khmer Empire and the religious and political shifts that followed. The full story of decline, religious persecution under Jayavarman VIII in the 13th century, the first major act of destruction at Preah Khan occurred under King Jayavarman VIII, who reigned from 1243 to 1295. He was a devout Hindu who led a major anti-Buddhist campaign to restore Hinduism as the state religion. During this period, Buddhist images, including those of the Buddha and the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, were systematically defaced or destroyed. The Buddha images in the niches above the apsaras in the Hall of Dancers were among those targeted. The decline of the Khmer Empire, 15th century. The primary reason for the temple's ultimate abandonment was the decline of the Khmer Empire itself. Following a series of political and environmental challenges, including the rise of the Siamese kingdom of Ayutthaya and a series of severe droughts and floods, the Khmer capital of Angkor was largely abandoned. The traditional end of the Angkorian period is marked by the fall of Angkor to the Siamese in 1431, after which King Ponya Yat moved the capital to Phnom Penh. With the departure of the royal family and the court, the temples, including Preah Khan, lost their royal support and their central role in the empire's administration and daily life. Nature's reclamation. For centuries, Preah Khan was left to the mercy of nature. The jungle, with its particularly voracious vegetation, as described by French archaeologist Maurice Glaise, reclaimed the complex. Massive trees, such as strangler figs and silk cotton trees, took root in the temple structures, their powerful roots slowly prying apart the stones and causing walls and corridors to collapse. This natural process was the primary destruction of the temple, transforming it into the atmospheric, overgrown ruin it is today. Looting and neglect, 19th and 20th centuries. Before the advent of major conservation projects, the temple was vulnerable to looters. Due to its relatively remote location, it was poorly guarded and many valuable sculptures and carvings were stolen. Some thieves even used explosives to pry statues from the walls, causing significant damage. Many of the most important sculptures from Preah Khan are now housed in museums in Cambodia and France. How it was controlled by others. After the decline of the Khmer Empire, the temple was no longer controlled in the traditional sense. It was largely forgotten and left to the forces of nature until the late 19th century, when French explorers rediscovered the site. In the modern era, control and preservation of Preah Khan have been managed by international and Cambodian authorities. French archaeologists, starting in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, French archaeologists and conservators, notably Maurice Glaise, began the first clearing and documentation of the site. They made the conscious decision to not fully restore the temple to its original state, but to stabilize it and maintain its wild appearance, a decision that has largely defined the conservation approach to this day. The World Monuments Fund, or WMF. Since 1991, Preah Khan has been the subject of a major conservation project managed by the World Monuments Fund in collaboration with the Apsara National Authority of Cambodia. Their work has focused on stabilization and maintenance to prevent further collapse, rather than extensive restoration, a philosophy of minimal intervention to why Garudas are very common on the walls of this temple. The Garuda carvings of Preah Khan Temple. The outer wall of the Preah Khan Temple is a striking example of Khmer art, adorned with 72 massive stone carvings of the mythical bird-like creature known as the Garuda. These sculptures, which are approximately 5 meters tall, are depicted holding the tail of a naga, serpent. This imagery symbolizes the eternal conflict between the two creatures in Hindu and Buddhist mythology. While many of the original carvings have been damaged or lost over time, conservation efforts are underway to restore them. The mythological power of the Garuda. Garuda is a central figure in both Hindu and Buddhist traditions, revered as a powerful and divine being. He is not a real bird species, but rather a mythical creature, typically portrayed with the body of a man and the head, beak, and wings of a majestic bird, such as an eagle. His most prominent role in Hinduism is as the Vahana, or vehicle of the god Vishnu, the preserver of the universe. The powers and symbolism of the Garuda include immense strength and speed. As the king of birds, Garuda possesses unparalleled physical might and can fly at incredible speeds, capable of carrying Vishnu into battle and traveling vast distances. A protector and warrior. Garuda is a sworn enemy of the Nagas, serpents, representing the triumph of good over evil and order over chaos. His presence is believed to ward off evil and provide protection. Symbol of light and wisdom. His golden or radiant form is associated with the sun, symbolizing enlightenment, freedom, and divine light. Royal emblem. In many Southeast Asian cultures, including Thailand and Indonesia, Garuda is a symbol of sovereignty, strength, and national identity, often appearing on royal crests and national emblems.
Tips: what you should prepare and do when you visit Preah Khan Temple. Preah Khan is one of the most atmospheric and captivating temples in the Angkor complex. Unlike Angkor Wat or Angkor Thom, much of it has been left in a semi-ruined state, with massive trees and roots intertwining with the stone structures, creating a mystical jungle temple experience similar to Top Prom, but on a grander scale. Here are the best things to do and see when you visit Preah Khan Temple. Walk the labyrinthine corridors. The temple's flat, sprawling layout is a maze of long, narrow corridors, small chapels, and interconnected courtyards. Walking through these spaces allows you to feel the incredible scale of the complex and discover hidden nooks and stunning architectural details. The sense of peace and history is palpable, making for a truly immersive experience. Admire the Garuda Wall. A unique and defining feature of Preah Khan is its outer laterite wall, which is adorned with 72 enormous carvings of the mythical bird-like creature, the Garuda. These Garudas, depicted holding the tails of Nagas, or serpents, are symbolic guardians of the temple. Take a walk along the perimeter to see them in various states of preservation and appreciate their symbolic importance. See the House of Dancers and unique sculptures. Inside the temple, make sure to find the Hall of Dancers, a cruciform structure with intricate carvings of dancing apsaras, or celestial beings, on its pillars. You should also seek out the unique two-story circular pavilion, a Greco-Roman style structure that is unlike any other in Angkor. Its purpose remains a mystery, adding to the allure of the temple. Explore the different enclosures. Preah Khan is built with 4 concentric enclosures. As you move from the outer enclosures inward, the atmosphere changes. The outer sections are more open and overgrown, while the inner sanctuaries become more concentrated with smaller rooms, chapels, and carvings. This journey to the central sanctuary gives you a full sense of the temple's design and purpose. Find the temple's giant trees. Similarly to Top Prom, nature has aggressively reclaimed parts of Preah Khan. The most famous example is a massive silk cotton tree whose roots have completely enveloped a gate and a wall. This provides a stunning photo opportunity and a dramatic testament to the power of nature. Start from the east entrance. Most visitors enter from the western side, but for a more authentic and historically correct experience, consider starting at the east entrance. This approach would have been used by the king, as it leads directly to the banks of the now dry Jayavarman Barai, a large reservoir, from which the king could have traveled by boat to the island temple of Nyak Pien. Practical tips for your visit. Time. Allocate at least 1.5 to 2 hours to fully explore the complex. It's larger than it appears. Crowds. Preah Khan is generally less crowded than Angkor Wat or Bayon. To have the temple to yourself, consider visiting early in the morning or late in the afternoon. Footwear. Wear comfortable shoes as you'll be walking on uneven stone paths and rubble. Tour guide. Hiring a local guide can be highly beneficial, as they can explain the intricate carvings, symbolism, and history that you might otherwise miss. Thank you for visiting this video till the end. More videos will be released with more and more about Khmer culture and architectures. Please help to support my project by just hit the subscribe button and share your experiences when you've gone through the videos and others. Thanks!